So we've now got episode 7 of The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 1. This episode is called Truth or Dare, and this is by far the best episode of the season. So this episode picks up right where last week's episode ends off. We know now that our two new characters, Tony and Percy, have maps to all these locations of where the CRM leaves stuff. But the map itself does not actually tell you where it is, but these little plates tell you where it is. So you put the plate up against the map, it tells you exactly where it is. Iris then thinks, I've got a map that tells me where, it tells me it's in New York, but it doesn't tell me exactly where in New York it is. So she puts that little place mat on it and it tells her exactly where her father is, so they know exactly where they're heading now to find her father. But as this plays out, we do get revealed that Percy is showing Iris all of her stuff. Iris's biggest kind of thing she wants to see in the world is go to the Louvre in Paris. I've been there. That's her biggest dream. She even says now it probably isn't even there. She probably will never see it, but that is her biggest dream of all time, to see it. The kids are playing Truth or Dare. Everyone's celebrating now the fact that they know where they're going. The adults are all drinking, just hanging out drinking. The kids are all drinking, hanging out drinking, upstairs playing Truth or Dare, having a bit of fun. They ask Hope Truth or Dare. She says truth. Percy says, what's the worst thing you've ever done? You can feel the tension building as soon as he asks the question. She gives some bullshit lie. Everyone's laughing on, oh yeah, I was there. And then Percy's like, yeah, you know what, that is not the worst thing you've ever done. And he's hounding her and hounding her. And then she goes, you know what the worst thing I ever done was? Play this game. She gets annoyed and leaves. And then that's the end of that kind of Truth or Dare scenario. But throughout the episode, I can see there was a relationship building between Percy and Iris. I knew there was something building there. Earlier in the season, I noticed there was a relationship building with with Iris and Silas. It could have been one way, it could be just Silas was kind of falling for Iris, but there was definitely something growing there. So as this episode is playing out, you can see the hatred Silas is building, not only for Percy but also for Tony. He just hates these two men together. He just hates them. He wants them gone, but he knows they're just giving them a lift, and then that's the end of them. But they make their way over to a CRM fueling location. They go in. They're making their way through, just trying to find the fuel, seeing how they can fill up their car. As they're going through, they break up into groups. But before I continue with this story, Huck now knows that Hope was the one who killed Elton's mom, and it was quite an intense scene, the fact that she tells her. But Huck in this episode, I want to talk about her before I continue on. Huck is fantastic in this episode. Earlier in the season, I wasn't really a fan of her. I haven't really been a fan of her up until this episode, if I'm honest, but in this episode, I thought she was fantastic. She was easily the best part of this episode. We get a lot of backstory revealing that she was actually part of the military. We find out how she gets the scar, which I'll get into in a bit. But we find that the military were telling just to kill civilians. It doesn't matter if they're bitten. It doesn't matter. Just kill all civilians. And she thinks, okay, there's something wrong with this. We cannot be doing this. So when they're about to kill civilians, she then kills all of the soldiers in a quite brutal and kind of a heartbreaking scene for her character. I just thought that was great character development. By far the best part, or one of the best parts of the episode, just getting to hear more of her backstory. Because up until now, I didn't really know anything about the character of Huck. I didn't really care to know anything about the character of Huck. But now, after getting her backstory, I enjoy the character of Huck. But the scar she got was one of her friends, or I think it was someone she had a crush on, I kind of gathered from the episode. But it had a scar on her face, and she had to then kill him to save all these civilians. And to remember him and to remember what she'd done, she had then scarred her face the exact same way. He had a scar on his face to remember who he was and what she did. I thought that was quite impactful, quite intense, and quite a really emotional moment. And then seeing her actually do that, I just thought that played off really well. But our characters were all broken up. From memory, it was Tony and Felix, Iris and Percy, Silas and Elton, and then Huck and Hope are together. Everyone's making their way through. Tony and Felix find the fuel. Hope and Huck find someone completely different. They find someone who's recently been bitten and is dying, and in that is just panicking. He grabs Hope by the head, puts a gun to her head. She's crying, she's panicking. Huck's calming him down, and it's great to know the backstory before this, the fact that she actually was the military, so she probably had done this loads of times. She was calming him down. She gets the gun away from Hope's head, so Hope's now safe. puts the gun up to his head and kills him. I thought it was quite an impactful scene. Hope was like, you didn't have to kill him, but he was going to die regardless. At least that way, Hope didn't have to die. It worked really well. That scene itself was it was brilliant. The way Hope handled the whole situation, I just really, really enjoyed how that situation had played off. But after they get the fuel, Tony and Percy, they were talking. They've now agreed that once they get them to that destination, that's not the end. They're going to continue on with the group. They are now going to be joining part of the group, and I was quite happy to hear that, because at the end of when I did my review for episode 6, one of my biggest takeaways was that I really enjoyed these characters and I hope they stick around. So I was quite happy to hear that they are going to be sticking around. I was quite happy to hear that they are now part of our group. Everyone's celebrating. They're all happy that they're going to be sticking around except Silas. But Percy then says to Hope, or to Iris, meet me outside at the truck at like in an hour's time. She then goes outside, and the whole truck has been decorated with artwork from the Louvre, which I thought was just, it was good. It was nice. It was a slick move, very smooth move on Percy, because you can tell that now it's kind of set in stone. There is a relationship building between these two, and I do want to see where it continues on. After a while, she falls asleep in the truck. She then goes looking for Percy because he never showed up, and she's like, where the hell is he? She goes looking for him, comes across Tony's bashed in head on the ground, but his head, it looked like someone had just kept punching him in the face until his head had just exploded in on itself, and even after it exploded in on itself, it looks like they kept going. And we're like, what the fuck happened here? We then see the wrench of Silas's really massive wrench in the corner. We see a window, I think it was smashed open in the corner, and then we hear a noise coming from inside of one of the doors. We open the door, we see Silas. He's coming through, he's passed out, but he's coming through, coming back to consciousness, holding a bottle of, I think it was whiskey, passed out, and the whole scene was set up. Percy's gone, we don't know where he is. Tony is now dead, and I was kind of massively disappointed to see Tony being dead. And it's kind of set up that Silas is the one who killed him. I have no doubt in my mind that Silas was the one who killed him, because we know that Silas hated these two because he wanted them gone. We know Silas has a dark past. We've seen it in episode 4, I think it was, when he was beaten on those walkers. It could be episode 5, when he was beaten on those walkers, clearly bashing their head in. That's how he killed them. We know that's how he killed his father, so it's kind of a given now that he killed him. I can't imagine Percy would do that. Percy doesn't really come across as a guy who's going to kill his uncle, so I'm quite certain that Silas is the one who killed him. I don't know how they're going to play it out. I would be more inclined, I'd say Huck would be the one to step up and kill him. I don't know if someone's going to kill him. I think they'd rather just say, okay, get lost, you go off on your own way, we're going to go this way, you go off, we don't want to be with you. I don't think they're going to go straight to killing him. I think they're going to send him off. He's going to come back, and then Huck is going to have to kill him. He's going to have to die. I can't see him. They're either going to let him go, or Huck's going to kill him. No one else is going to kill him. I can't see Felix stepping up and killing him. Iris, none of them kids are going to have the balls, not even the balls. None of the kids are ready to do something like that. Huck is the only one I can see actually killing Silas. So I wonder how all that's going to play out. But this is by far the best episode of the season. I enjoyed every bit of it, even at the middle half of the episode, with the whole thing with Hope and the guy putting their gun to the head, everything, Hope revealing it to someone else. I was kind of surprised it was Huck she revealed it to, but everything, this episode just worked brilliantly. As I said, the first half of the season, I was not a fan. I really was not a fan of World Beyond. I thought it was just boring melodrama, but all that melodrama is built to this, and I think it works really well. Looking back on it, I can't see myself really going back and watching the earlier episodes, because I didn't really like the earlier episodes. But what it's built to now, seeing what happens at the end of this episode, seeing what's going to happen now in episode 8, which I'm actually really excited to watch. I haven't been able to say that since episode 1 of the season, when I was excited to see what the show was going to be. I'm actually excited to watch episode 8 now, see what's going to happen, see how this is all going to play out. Are they going to kill Silas? I don't know, but I am very excited to see what's going to happen. We've got 3 episodes left, and if you want to hear my thoughts on the next 3 episodes of The Walking Dead World Beyond, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can come back next time I do my review. Episode 8, I keep saying it, hope it's not a week later, because episode 8, I can literally go watch it now. Hopefully my review is not a week late, but I am doing like 5-12 hour shifts a week, so hopefully I'm able to do one. Hopefully I get out early and I actually come home and review it, but if I can't, it will be probably next Saturday or Sunday. Hopefully it won't, but more than likely it will be. So if you want to hear my thoughts on episode 8, which will probably be next week, click that subscribe button so you can hear my thoughts on episode 8. I have a review of Fear the Walking Dead season 6 episode 6. I'll leave a link to that right up here. But if you want to hear my thoughts moving forward with all Walking Dead universe stuff, click that subscribe button, because I'm going to be reviewing The End of the World Beyond, Fear the Walking Dead when that gets back, and The Walking Dead. We actually got the reveal that they are going to be starting in the, I think it was the 25th of February is when those 6 episodes start, and it's also been revealed that one of those episodes is Here's Negan, and I'm fucking excited for Here's Negan. So if you want to hear my thoughts on those episodes in the future, plus I'm going to be doing a lot more Walking Dead comic content. I keep saying I will, but I really do want to do more comic content for The Walking Dead. So if you want to hear my thoughts on anything Walking Dead universe, click that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.